All right, this is a Group 6 presentation for Week 4, Chapter 6, um, talking about understanding the work and our value system, making it visible, and expanding it across the organization. My name is Gary King. Also in this group we have Fairden Olwaldare and Omikulinli Timely and Michael. Sorry I butchered those names again, but those are the team members. Let's go to the introduction. The next step in the DevOps adoption process for an organization is to understand where and how the value is developed to the end, or is delivered to the end user. To achieve this, it's important that we understand who performs the necessary work as part of this value stream, how it happens, and where we can make improvements absolutely necessary to improving the value stream. So let's identify the team supporting our value stream. We need to work on in a value stream in an organization in the DevOps process. It's going to involve many people on many different teams. It's important to identify all those people who are involved and then name and designate key responsibilities and positions to those people. Some positions might be things like product owner. Team might be development. You might have QA. You might have operations, InfoSec. Those might all be different teams. For those teams, you might have people who are designated as managers. You might have a release manager designated for development. You might have technology executives who are going to be responsible for the project, value stream managers, etc. So then we need to create a value stream map to see the work as it's being performed. We don't need to document and record every minute detail, like who's doing what at what moments, where. Don't need to be that in depth, but we do need to map the value stream endeavors so that we can watch that flow. We need to highlight areas that are threatening the fast flow, anything that would keep the development from coming out quickly. We need to highlight anything that's keeping us from having short lead times, and definitely things that are affecting dependable outcomes. If you can't give consistent outcomes, it's hard for operations to lower those lead times, and if it's hard for development to get that fast flow going on development side. Percent sciencely /A represents the percentage of work, that's the percentage of completed and accurate work. It's just an acronym or like a symbol for that. LT depicts lead time calculations, and VA indicates value time added. Things to look for here. Here's an example of a value stream map. You might have a customer request that comes in, design analysis done, design is approved, the percent of completed work is 60%, the value added time is 2 hours, lead time is a week, and you have backlog, so on and so forth. And you can just follow this if you want to pause and take a better look at this. I'm not going to go over it in too much detail right now. Creating a dedicated transformation team. You definitely need to do this as part of the DevOps process. You need to create a new team that operates outside of the normal business organization. You need to free that team from the business regulations, and that doing so will basically allow the team to function as needed. If you don't do that, you're going to decrease that team's effectiveness. The next thing you need to do is agree on a shared goal. You need to clearly define the deadline for the objective. Maybe you have multiple deadlines and you need to define all of those as well. Make sure that the goal or goals are measurable, obtainable, and requires motivation. You can't have something that, oh, we've already achieved. Do something that requires people to work for it. Next, you need to broadcast the successes to the company. Make sure that everyone knows that you're succeeding, where you're succeeding, basically how the progress is going. And then as you achieve those goals and meet those deadlines, you need to set new targets and repeat. Next, we need to keep our improvement plan horizon short. So basically, you don't want to set out goals that take a really long time to achieve or deadlines that take a really long time. You want to make things that are short stints, that are measurable. You want to measure them in weeks. You don't want to do months or years. You want the sprints to typically be between 2 and 4 weeks long. We also need to make sure that while we're doing all of this, that we're managing the technical debt. Managing technical debt we can do by doing this, and we can do this by reducing the technical debt. Now, how do we do that? We invest about 20% of the operation development cycle in paying down that technical debt. Doing so will reduce the burnout. It will also increase the knowledge of the company as a whole and reduce the reliance on tribal knowledge, create countermeasures, and reduce constraints on feature deliveries. Next, we need to increase the visibility of our work. We need to increase the communication about our projects, make sure that we're communicating the successes to the whole company, develop work visibility across that organization. That's going to increase the confidence in the project, and it's going to boost morale. By telling everyone in the company what's going on, not only are you lifting their spirits, making them feel like they understand what's going on and that the company is moving forward, or organization, and then you're also going to boost the morale, feeling like they know what's going on, that things are getting done. Next, you want to use tools to reinforce the desired behavior. Tools support cultural change in the DevOps transformation cycle. Tools help expedite the desired behavioral changes. Collating common backlogs over common work systems requires tools in order to do. Tools enable fast workflow. Chat rooms is an example of a tool that enables team members to communicate and exchange information quickly and rapidly. I've seen that used at just about every organization or company I've worked for. Tools such as Kanban boards improve visibility, help everyone to see the success and the progress that's going on in a project. Tools prevent holding up the value stream. If you don't have the certain tool for the job, that's going to keep you from being able to move forward. I can't tell you how frustrating if you're ever working on a project. If you don't have the right tool to do the job, you'll either become stopped or spend so much time creating some sort of workaround. And tools improve the dynamic environment. They help you to go through and have that fast flow and make those changes quickly. In conclusion, we've identified who performs the necessary work. We've defined how the work happens. We've showed where we need to make those improvements. And we've shown that this delivers value to the end customers by increasing that flow and by reducing those lead times, and also by reducing problems with the process at all. I hope you've enjoyed our presentation, and I look forward to your comments.